I'll kill her.
You killed her?
Yeah.
How did you kill her?
I'll just kill her.
This is Ming Ming Chan. She killed her 5-year-old daughter, Ashley Zhao, and hid her body inside the family restaurant while she served meals to the customers. How could a mother commit such a horrific act against her own child? And what were the reasons behind this chilling act? It all began with a 911 call on January 9, 2017, when Liang Zhao reported her daughter missing to the police. The Jackson Township Police Department was prompt, and it didn't take them long to respond. While Liang Zhao was still on the call, the police reached the restaurant. There wasn't any time to waste, and the entire police department spread across the neighborhood in search of Ashley. The investigators did get some information through the 911 call, but it still wasn't an easy task. Ashley had been missing since 4 or 5 o'clock, but the 911 came in at about 9 p.m. So there was a 4 or 5 hour window in between, and by this time, Ashley could have been anywhere. Detectives needed every bit of information that they could. Ashley disappeared from the restaurant, so Liang said the police hoped for CCTV footage to help them find her. That proved to be a dead end, but now the possibility of her kidnapping would undoubtedly surface. The possibility of a kidnapping remained, and despite the intense search, the cold weather and foggy visibility posed significant challenges. Was Ashley still alive? That was the big question that tormented their minds. On Monday morning, January 10th, authorities issued a statewide endangered child alert for Ashley. Some officers from Jackson Township Police, along with the Sheriff's Department, gathered around the restaurant, securing the perimeter, while others kept the search on. Jackson Township Police continued to investigate, joined by nearby police and sheriff's departments. Many police and sheriff's departments in the vicinity are needed to conduct a thorough search of the area. After scouring the entire state, when the police found no traces of Ashley and no evidence of her being kidnapped, they planned on starting again from ground zero. A shocking scene was about to unfold. The state was on the verge of experiencing a profound awakening. The officers started searching the restaurant itself, hoping that their worst nightmares wouldn't come true. While the main hall and the back room of the restaurant bore no clues, the kitchen was another story. We had not yet explored the crawl space above the walk-in freezer. It was a small space, but large enough for a small child to enter. When the officers opened the crawl space, they found a large container filled with salt. But that's not all. A small hand was poking out of the container. The officers knew at this moment that their worst nightmare had come true, and thus, the story of the missing person turned into a cold-blooded murder. Witnessing this unsettling crime rendered people who knew the family, regular customers, and the entire community speechless. When medical examiners performed the autopsy, they found out that she had severe injuries to both her head and body. At this point, there was no doubt that it was none other than her family who committed this unspeakable crime. But why would they kill their own daughter? Was there something in their backstory that would reveal the answer? Let's travel back in time to uncover Zhao's story. It all began in the late 90s, when Liang Zhao decided to move to America. He started in Big Apple, New York, to build his new career, a life he had always dreamed of. He worked endlessly in his family's restaurant named Lucky Star in North Canton, Ohio. After working hard for years, he finally got U.S. citizenship. As fate had planned, he met a Chinese woman named Ming Ming Chan in 2008, and there was an instant connection between the two. However, unbeknownst to Liang, Ming Ming's backstory was not as simple as it seemed. Unlike Liang, Ming Ming had immigrated to America from China illegally by providing $20,000 to a human smuggler to just cross the borders. She first traveled from China to Mexico, from where she went on her way to the U.S., hiding in a truck. She met with her uncle, who finally sent her to Ohio. She applied for asylum in Ohio to continue her religious activities with the Falun Gong, a Chinese spiritual practice. However, during a raid on her home in April 2008, the police arrested her. They detained her for a month and asked her to sign a statement promising not to perform Falun Gong. However, her claims were not considered true by the law due to inconsistencies. She struggled to find a place in the U.S. for 4 years, during which time Liang Zhao and Ming Chun got married in 2010. However, the family initially faced controversy over the marriage. After 7 months of their marriage, they welcomed their first baby girl, Jojo. And after only a year, the couple stepped ahead in their American dream, opening a Chinese restaurant named Ang's Cuisine. And very soon, this restaurant became a hub for many patrons who became regulars at the restaurant. Things were looking good for the couple, and it became even better when on December 30th, 2011, they welcomed their second daughter, Ashley. Although happiness filled the family, it became very hard for them to work 6 days a week and also take care of the children. So, Liang and Ming Ming decided to send their children away to New York so that Liang's grandparents could look after them. For 2 years, they stayed away from their children, but when the two girls returned, something had changed. Ashley became a bit unstable and didn't listen to her parents. This presented a significant challenge for the diligent couple. Once again, the couple grappled with the challenges of managing the family and providing additional care for Ashley. But was the situation so frustrating that they decided to kill Ashley?
5-year-old Ashley Zhao was reported missing last January by her parents. Then, days later, police found the little girl's body hidden inside her parents' Chinese restaurant. Their faces made headlines nationally as investigators learned that Ming Ming Chen killed Ashley with blows to her head.
The discovery of Ashley's body led to the arrest and interrogation of both Liang and Ming Ming. Regardless of the motive behind this horrific murder, Ming Ming's expression was shocking. She showed no emotions. She just felt nothing. After Ashley returned, Liang and Ming Ming engaged in numerous arguments, occasionally leading to physical violence. While Liang became abusive, Ming Ming poured all her anger out on young Ashley. Continuous beating and abuse turned the once happy family into chaos, and Ashley was right in the middle of it. But because she just doesn't like a normal girl or a normal kid, she does everything badly. After that, the fight went bad, according to her heat monitor. They ate a lot of bad words. Ming Ming would persist in explaining to the officers the difficulties she was facing. It seemed like an effort to show that she had a good reason to do what she did. However, one can never justify the killing of one's own child. I don't want to harm Ashley, but sometimes it's difficult to maintain self-control. While Ming Ming was in the interrogation room, Liang was taken to another room, where the police asked about the information from his side. When someone asked her how she killed Ashley, her response was straightforward. Just kill her, and then she died. As Liang learned that Ming Ming had already confessed, he finally opened up to the interrogators, revealing everything that had been a mystery until then. I remember getting angry and hitting her head on the carpet. At first, she was bleeding her heart. It's not beating. I began to panic and attempted to encourage others to support her. Ashley became a problem for the couple. That's their reason. But on that fateful day, what exactly happened to drive Ming Ming to such lengths that she would beat her daughter to death? My wife was very angry at Ashley because she came out of the diaper and put them in. I understand that this may not seem like a significant issue. However, she is 5 years old and is still not behind you. I would just point that out a little later. You know, even at the age of 5, you're not included in the party. I became angry and hit her head on the carpet twice. And initially she was bleeding. Ashley sat on a carpet. It was 9:15. It was approximately 9 o'clock. Liang not only witnessed his wife's murder of his daughter, but he also assisted in handling the situation. This situation was just as serious as the actual murder. So what happened? You know, we talked about it. We discussed it extensively. The murder occurred in the early hours of the morning in Zhao's house. Liang's plan was insane. Here, the way he planned to use his older daughter as a witness speaks volumes. But that's not all. Even after everything that had happened, he still defended his wife. My wife is a good person. Essentially, a mother murdered her daughter solely due to her lack of potty training. And after that, the couple would just go on with their normal lives, like nothing had happened. You could prepare meals while your daughter slept, and put on fitness as usual. The entire case was disturbing and unimaginable. The manner in which she met her demise, the concealment of her body, and the fact that her own family turned her into a victim were all shocking. I took her to the walk-in freezer, placed her inside the plastic container, and prayed that she wouldn't remain there. What had you been doing? It was made of plastic, similar to the plastic containers used in restaurants. And that's what we're going to call the police. We will open the door, and the police will arrive shortly. Trial justice was at the corner, as both their bonds were set at $5 million each because the judge believed that they posed a flight risk. But during a hearing on October 12, 2017, Ming Ming pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. How did it work out? The outcome was unfavorable for her, as the court determined her mental fitness. During the proceedings, her backstory was revealed, leaving her with no choice but to wait while the courtroom echoed with the sound of the sentencing. The indictment included 6 charges against her. Count 1 pertains to the offense of murder, which is classified as a special felony. The second count is endangering children, which is a second-degree felony. Count 3 is also endangering children, which is a second-degree felony. The fourth count is tampering with evidence, a third-degree felony. That constitutes a third-degree felony. Count 5 is obstructing justice, and Count 6 is gross abuse of a corpse. In terms of the 6 counts, we're prepared to enter a plea at this time. She received a 22-year prison sentence on December 29, 2017. Since she entered the United States illegally, her release from prison will result in her deportation back to China. On the other hand, Liang Zhao entered a plea deal and agreed to testify against Ming Ming in exchange for a sentence of 12 years in prison. Judge, he's read the document. He understands it. He's prepared to sign the document. Both Liang and Ming Ming found themselves incarcerated for years to come. The case ended with justice prevailing. However, even though the good had won, there wasn't much joy in the community. This was primarily due to the loss of young Ashley, who was irreplaceable. The community, with broken hearts, lamented the loss and felt the trauma of how their beloved family restaurant turned into a stage of horror.